Hey guys, I'm Running Kid here, back again. Apologies, guys. You're not gonna see uh, Kara like I usually show her image right there. But people were like, telling me I should continue to do the weekly reviews of Supergirl, so I'm gonna continue doing the weekly reviews of Supergirl. The first video I did got good reception, so I'm like, okay, I'll keep it going. Um, so with the second episode of Supergirl. Um, this episode really focused more on, I wouldn't say acceptance. In a sense, it did feel like it's more of an acceptance from Kara's the people of National City. I still laugh at that name, National City. Trying to figure out could we trust Supergirl and things like that. And she's trying her best, and she's learning her abilities more thanks to the DEO. um they kind of still look at her as like being a novice, and she can get herself killed or worse. And she's still trying to push herself, and that's kind of what the this whole episode is about. Mostly figuring out, is really Kara ready for that? And I'm hoping this does not continue to be a trend. But for the first two episodes or three, I won't mind this. But we get to see that there's an alien race, alien bug-like alien on Earth, and he's he, to me he was just there, another, just like another villain, just there. It was really main focus is really Astro, the aunt of Supergirl. Laura has a twin, that's not canon, just an original character. Uh, and that's it was pretty much that was pretty much she was the main focus. But Supergirl, Kara really has a problem in sense of, trying to really structure her abilities. Like when she used her freeze breath on a fire, it didn't really go out as at court as planned. She's still having trouble with her freeze breath, and she kind of caused an oil spill. It's just like, you felt bad for her. It's like, and Cat Grant ain't making it easier. She is such, yeah, it's it it's really sad to see that, like, Kara has to put up with her bullshit. I'm sorry, yeah. Kara has to put up with her bullshit, and you know, she now Cat's pushing the factor of, we got to get an interview with her before those idiots at the Daily Planet do. She does acknowledge that she worked for the Daily Planet and everything like that, and she kind of gives a indication of why she's like the way she is, and I'm just like, I'm not buying it. Whatever. Um, she puts this kind of sexist act in there. I'm like, women got to work twice as harder than men, and you know, I didn't mind that, but in a sense, I did. A part of me didn't mind it, but then a part of me did mind, especially when she's talking to Carol, like, because she's making it seem like Kara or Supergirl is she's doing everything all wrong, because she even goes into real good details, like instead of saving burning buildings and all that stuff, she should be doing the small things. And it's like this heartless witch. Like, what the hell is wrong with her? So she gets a little help from Jimmy and you know and her other friend, and they kind of help her, and she starts to realize that she can't do it on her own. Maybe the helping hand of others is her strength, even though she still kind of wants to get acknowledged from her sister Alex that, go ahead, but still, even in this, Alex even says, even though she still looks at Kara as just her little sister. Uh, the insect man, the insect humanoid comes into play once again when he kidnaps Alex and Director Hanshaw and uses them as bait to get to Kara, thanks to her aunt. And it happens. But like I said, the bug guy was just, I didn't care. I didn't give a rat's ass about him. I was just like, ugh, all right. But when when the fight does go down, when Kara does meet her aunt, she mistakenly thinks it's almost her mother at first, but she knows it's not. And there's a pretty decent fight. The fights are a little iffy, but Kara's still learning, especially in combat, especially if somebody stronger than her. So, thanks to a little help from her sister, she's able to kind of overcome her aunt, and that was an interesting ordeal because even I was like, when that fight was going down, I was just like, Kara, fight smart, not don't don't go ahead strong, fight smart, Kara. And she kind of did. She started to remember what Alex was teaching her when they were sparring in like this room earlier in the episode. Um, the biggest thing is that Cat Grant wants a one-on-one interview with Supergirl, um, and she thinks James can get it. Jimmy can get it because of his relationship with Superman. They do call Superman in this a couple of times. I was happy to hear that. Um, and we also get to see the first appearance of Maxwell Lord. Uh, so that was another good thing. And he's kind of his he has his standard position on Supergirl. And but other than that, a, another decent episode, a solid episode in my opinion. Just it's just the villains that just are kind of like, eh. But one of the other good things is that my suspicions and kind of my analogy of what I said in the first episode is kind of coming true. That Kara's aunt is kind of her General Zod, and that's kind of my biggest problem. Is like, yeah, they're it's just like, oh, what, really? You know, she talks about she doesn't want to destroy the world, or she wants to save it, and blah 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 blah. And it's just like, I've heard this kind of talking before, and from another Kryptonian general. So I'm like, yeah, I've heard this before. Uh, but they also talk about the Fortress of Solitude in this. They don't acknowledge it. And some of this stuff, I'm really kind of wondering, like, how is the DO knowing a lot of this stuff? And I'm just like, they know some pretty, pretty standard, like, high profile stuff. Like, for example, unless Superman's told them, but it's like, they were talking about the Fortress of Solitude, and they were like, oh, he's able to communicate with Krypton, Kryptonians from the past and everything like that. I'm like, how do they know all this? Like, but it seems like the episode is going to. The episode pretty much ended with, Kara about to give her interview with Cat Grant. But one of the coolest things is seeing something happen to Hank Henshaw. I was like, okay, where's this going? That caught my eye. But other than that, guys, this was another solid episode. It really was about showcasing Kara's not like her cousin Superman, because she even acknowledged like he does it all on his own, and but my strength is my friends and family. So showcasing the differences between the two Kryptonians was cool. But you guys tell me, what did you think of this episode? Um, and I will see you guys next time for another review. Other than that, this is my Marine Kid. Peace, one love, stay tuned, keep it real, guys. Next week, I promise you'll see Karis behind me again. But other than that, you guys take care. I'm out, guys. Have a good weekend. good week. Excuse me.